Okay, so this is lower body for the month of November. We're gonna go back to mini band activation series. The mini band can pretty much stay right around the knee, above or below, for all 4 exercises. So we're gonna do 2 rounds. Exercise 1 and 2 is 45 seconds, number 3 is 30 each side, and then number 4 is back to 45. So there's a couple different ones. I'm gonna say for the most part, green and blue is gonna be pretty safe. 2 of these exercises use our abductors, so it's pretty challenging. But exercise number 1 is a lateral leg raise to a squat, lateral leg raise to a squat. So we're alternating the lateral leg raise with a squat in between each one. Exercise number 2, we've done before as a monster walk, but this time we're gonna return to center and kind of walk in a zigzag pattern. So we're holding a squat, you're gonna walk out, come back to center, walk out and come back to center. And then you'll just back it up. Exercise number 3, sorry, I'm really freaking hot, is a side lying, I think I called it a side lying straight leg abduction circle. So that's a mouthful, but you call it whatever you want. Whenever you see this, you'll understand why I called it that. So we're gonna lie down, elbow under shoulder, bottom knee is bent behind the client. Kind of get in a straight line. We are just going to do a leg raise, tap to the front, and then bring it back and tap behind with a straight leg. So you're essentially making a rainbow shape in front of and behind your body. That one sucks. We're gonna do 30 seconds on one leg, flip over, and do 30 seconds on the other. And then the 4th one, I called it an abduction glute bridge, and it just sounded really funny when it came on my timer when it used the word abduction. So maybe just like abducted glute bridge is fine, but you're not gonna glute bridge and press out. You're gonna press out the whole time and do glute bridges. So nice wide position, knees are out the entire time as you do glute bridges, squeeze your butt at the top. So the first one is 45 seconds, is your alternating leg raise with the squat. Number 2 is 45 seconds, it's that monster walk with the center tap. Number 3 is 30 seconds each side, which is your side lying straight leg rainbows. And then number 4 is the glute bridge with the constant abduction. And that's our specialization circuit, 2 times through. So then we're gonna get into the meat of the work. We need our rope all the way to the bottom. I don't even know if we use our left cable for this entire workout. But this is super good, I love it. I did it yesterday. We have 4 moves, 3 times. We're gonna start with a goblet narrow stance. So when I say narrow, I mean like right under your hips, as long as their form is okay. So right under your hips, sink and stand. Really turn that core on. 30 seconds. We're gonna flip over and we're gonna do a bilateral pull through. We're gonna turn back around and we're going sumo. Stance, squat. Okay. Exercise number 4 is a little bit different. I'm gonna turn the camera because I need to be on the turf. So this is a reverse lunge, but I set it up a little bit differently so that we really can target the hamstring and our quad. So I'll show you from both sides. The foot that's lunging is on the slider. If they don't want to be on the slider, they don't have to be. So the leg that's lunging is actually going to be straight. We're not going to bend our knee. We're going to bend the knee of the front leg. So it's going to be like this. Hinge and snap. Hinge and snap. So from the other side, the knee in front bends, drive through that heel, stand, snap your hips, and squeeze your glute of that standing leg. They're gonna do 30 seconds on each side. So that's the circuit, our first lower body circuit. Narrow stance, goblet squat, turn around, do your bilateral pull through. Then you have sumo stance, goblet squat, and then you have that reverse lunge, straight leg reverse lunge with the slider. Our upper body circuit. 4 moves, 2, 2, 2, and 2. We're gonna do a low to like mid-high, low to high, rope row. So we're gonna hinge, tuck your belly button, start out, and you're just gonna row that rope across your rib cage. Number 2 is a straight arm lat push down. So they grab the bar about shoulder width apart, step back, press from high all the way down to your hips. It's gonna work our shoulders, a little bit of all of our arms, a little bit of our back, here to here. We've done it before. Number 3 is our staggered hand push-up. So because it's 2 rounds, round 1, one hand's forward, one hand's backward. After they rest, they're gonna switch and do the other hand forward and the other hand backwards. And then exercise number 4 is a mini band bus driver. So we are short on yellow mini bands. I'm gonna see what I can do about it between now and next week. I don't know that I can do much, but we'll see. We might have to just kind of shuffle mini bands around depending on who needs it. So hands are in line with shoulders. Pull apart, shoulder width or wider. Nice, controlled, just rotation. 180, rotation, 90 maybe, I don't know, 90 I guess. For 30 seconds, rest, and they're gonna do it again. So we have our low to high rope row, we have our straight arm lat push down, we have our staggered hands push-ups, and then we have our mini band bus driver. Then we are gonna go on to circuit number 2 for our lower body. We need the Smith bar. This one's gonna be pretty challenging for the sense that exercise number 1 is a split stance or a kickstand deadlift. So essentially what that means is we're going here and then here. So they're going to be deadlifting for an entire minute. I would just say lighten their weight. If their lower back starts to hurt, have them lighten their weight. If all else fails, it's not at all the same movement pattern, but put them into a kickstand squat, okay? I don't know what else to do. But that's what we're gonna do. So that front leg is almost touching the bar. The back leg is about hip width apart, right behind the front leg, on your toe. All of your weight is on your standing leg. So you hinge, get set up, normal deadlift, 30 seconds, other foot comes forward, and that foot's the back foot, the kickstand foot, the supporting foot is on your toe. All the weight's in that front leg. Exercise number 2 is that resistance band sissy squat that we've been doing this month. Your feet go in each side of the band and you squat. Exercise number 3 is alternating lateral lunges. I just like this lateral lunge movement. We did do it this past month also, but we're gonna do it again. So they can weight it, they can hold goblet. I got more used to the goblet throughout October. I liked it. So here to here. Some people prefer low rope. I don't, but if they prefer low rope, let them do low rope, or they can go body weight and not hold any weight. And then number 4 is a sled sprint or a sled push. Some people may want to increase their cardio a little bit, may want to try and sprint a little bit faster. That's fine. Look at the paper for where their levers need to be, and if they want a heavy sled push, they can do that as well. So we have this kickstand or the split stance deadlift with the Smith bar. We have the resistance band sissy squat. We have the alternating weighted lunges, and then we have sled sprint or sled push for 3 rounds. And then I threw a challenge in here. It's kind of goofy, but I really liked it specifically for one, muscles under tension for an amount of time. We haven't been doing a lot of holds in lower body, but also to work on their balance for their deadlift. My clients are horrendous. It drives me crazy, but I'm trying to give them little cues. I made them drop the resistance band. I have them doing the cross. I don't particularly like a TRX assisted because it's just not the right movement pattern. But anyway, so this is 2 rounds based on your timing. If you do not have even 5 minutes left, do not do this because then you're gonna run over your time. You can do it once if you have that amount of time, but just watch the clock. This is not a need to be, but they're gonna do a squat hold for 30 seconds, rest, They're gonna go into an SLDL hold. Really learn to balance on that leg. Focus on keeping the hips square with that toe pointed to the ground, not opening up that hip. And then they are going to do the same thing. Find that focal point, fingers down to the floor, and hold that SLDL. Again, no rounds, 1 round, 2 rounds, whatever your timing allows. So then we have core. Rope to the top. We are going to chop. Step out. They can keep their hands close to their body, or they can make it harder and keep their hands away from their body. They're definitely gonna feel away from the body with straight arms, more in their obliques than if they keep it close to their body. But whatever feels good for them. It might not feel good on some people's shoulders to keep that straight. So they're gonna have 45 seconds on one side and then 45 seconds on the other side. Then we have, yes, I love this one, palm plank on the S drive. So for this one, the right lever is gonna be all the way down, and the left lever is gonna be somewhere in the middle, maybe in the front, so maybe 1 to 5. But we're gonna hold a palm plank, nice tight plank, and they're just gonna push that belt away without rocking their hips. So take their feet wider if they need to, squeeze their butt. Squeezing those glutes is really gonna help stabilize those hips. That one is only 30 seconds. Then, number 4, we're gonna take it back to our alternating jackknife. This one we're going back to 45 seconds, so start in that star position, reach for the opposite toe. If that doesn't work, then they can bend their knee, pull their knee, and still reach for their foot. 45, and then the last one is again the bear crawl hold, taps, or lift the opposite foot in the opposite hand. And that is November lower body.